So let's see. And there we go. I got a little, bear with me. I had to do things a little bit different today, that's all. I want to say shalom to y'all. Good to see everybody. Let me see a better way to do this. Okay. All right. And hi, I'm Mike. Welcome to Spirit. There we go. All right. And okay. All right, there we go. Got it all up. All right. So yeah, just want to say shalom to y'all. Good to see y'all in there. Y'all let me know if the sound is okay. And we're gonna get started with things. While everybody's coming in, I'm going to there we go. Okay. So while everybody's coming in, we're gonna start hitting these news headlines. We got a couple interesting, not a whole bunch of news headlines that I have, but just some interesting stuff. Definitely signs of the times. And let me see what we got. All right. All right, bear with me. Okay, so what we have, and thank you for the sound check. Let me make sure. Okay, I see y'all over there. You said it's fine, so that's awesome. Okay. All right, so yeah, so we got some news headlines that I'ma hit, and then we'll get into things. We got a good lesson today. It's really going to build off of what we've been. This is really going to build off of what we have been teaching on as far as masculine development, being a real man. It's really going to apply because we're going to get into, if you're stagnant or whatever, you're wrestling with something, we're going to kind of hit on some tools to overcome that, okay, and hit on some biblical truths concerning all that, okay? So yeah. All right. So what we're going to do first, we're going to go through some of these news articles, man. Because you got to be, I know me, I got to be careful. I really try not to watch the news too much because, for instance, last night, I had, NBC, one of those news channels puts on their little news, it's a 20-minute news thing. And the way it comes on, boom, comes on with the guy's face and he says what he's going to be going through that night. And it, that introduction lasts maybe about 2-3 minutes. He's like, coronavirus cases, this, that, and the other. This thing, this, that, and the other. This happened. So he went through all that, and I was like, okay, I'm good. I just turned it off, man. I didn't feel like. But needless to say, I have news notification apps, or a news notification app that sends me certain types of headlines, and I can just then minute or two, just glance over it real fast and be highly informed on everything going on, if I so choose. So anyway, the first thing I wanted to get into was this right here. And this is interesting, okay? It says hundreds of protesters, some carrying guns, in the state capitol demonstrate against Michigan's emergency measures. It says lawmakers declined to extend the state's emergency declaration vote. And what was interesting, what made me really post this up in here or bring this on here is I didn't like when they said, oh, some carrying guns, I figured concealed carrying. That's what I'm thinking in my mind. Now, these dudes coming in there with like rifles, like ARs and stuff up in the building, okay? So that's interesting, and I'm going to show you why, okay? But let's keep moving. Let me show you something. Let me show you something else. Interesting.
She was fierce. And she was brilliant.
And okay, so this was another this woman here. It says mental health message from family of ER doctor who died by suicide. So she killed herself, I guess, seeing all this death and all this stuff like that going on, which, you know, you look at the numbers, it's real. You know, there has been, you know, a lot of people have been passing away in this season. I know a lot of y'all, you you saw this week my father passed away. Due to he had I forget which colon cancer. He had got treated for it, and then he caught the COVID-19 thing. Okay, and he was having respiratory issues, so it was that whole thing. So there's a lot. It's a season, man. Is a lot of people passing away. Okay. All right. So let's. But this lady, I guess it overwhelmed her, and she committed suicide, and she was a doctor. So anyway, let me show you something else. Let me see. Go back to my news stuff. I got a point here. All right, so let's see. One more. Okay. Ooh, look at this. Real talk. It says Canada bans assault-style rifles effective immediately. Now, I would need, because of this source here, American Military News, I'd need somebody to confirm whether this is like fake or real. Well, maybe we'll see right here. Feds announces ban on. Whoa. So let's check this out.
Today, we are closing the market for military-grade assault weapons in Canada. We are banning 1,500 models and variants of these firearms by way of regulations. These weapons were designed for one purpose and one purpose only: to kill the largest number of people in the shortest amount of time. There is no use and no place for such weapons in Canada. For many families, including many Indigenous people, firearms are part of traditions passed down through generations, and the vast majority of gun owners use them safely, responsibly, and in accordance with the law, whether it be for work, sport shooting, for collecting, or for hunting. But you don't need an AR-15 to bring down a deer. So,
but you need one to bring down a moose. Man, what are these? Woo, man. You better get. Hey, if you in Canada, y'all better get up out of there. But it's probably coming to a state near you. That's probably coming to a country near you, man. That's real talk. That's sad. So yeah, people are coming in. They said they let me know. Hey, they said that's real, man. So I'm telling you, man. But I'm gonna show y'all something. I'm putting all that in there for a reason. I'm getting ready to show y'all something. I'm going somewhere with this. I'm not just here playing around. Hold on. There we go. There we go. All right. Okay. Wow. Okay. Now let me show you something else. Let me see. Other news. All right. Real fast on
John,
this one.
you know, you write that this virus will likely keep
Hold on.
spreading for 18 months to 2 years. And the forecast that you both put in there was, John, you know, you write that this virus will likely keep spreading for 18 months to 2 years. And the forecast that you both put in there was until 60 to 70% of the population worldwide has it, which I know Mark has said earlier on this program is sort of how he defines herd immunity. You warn, though, that this could include a second big wave of coronavirus infections in the fall and winter. So the question to you, John, when you look at these numbers is could that wave be bigger than what we are seeing right now?
It could be. You know, what we...
So, and they try to soften the blow by saying waves, but it it's not. It's just here. You know what I'm saying? But I'm showing you all this for a reason. So look at this. Come here. Check this out. It says Georgia reports nearly 1,000 new COVID-19 cases in the past 24 hours. That was 19 hours ago. So that was yesterday. Have to check the numbers again, but that's pretty up-to-date information. Check this out, okay? Y'all, for those of y'all, yesterday I did a show. I said important. Please share, get the word out, and check the dates on this. What I'm getting ready to put up here, okay? COVID-19 antibody testing. I'll just sum it up real quick. What they're doing, it says from April 28th through May 4th, teams will be visiting randomly selected homes in Fulton and DeKalb counties to ask residents questions about their health and to collect blood samples for an antibody test. That started on April 28th. And now they're saying it's this big... Now they're saying it done popped off now, and it's going berserk up there, you know. So all that stuff is interesting, but my point is, and don't let them test you. They knock on your door, tell them to go away. All right, but look at this. This is my whole point. 2 Ezra 15, verse 16. What does the book say? For there shall be sedition among men, and invading one another. They shall not regard their kings nor their princes. Hundreds of protesters, some carrying guns, in the state capitol, demonstrate against Michigan's emergency measures. They shall not regard their kings nor princes, and the course of their actions shall stand in their power. Okay? All I'm saying, and I could bring up like 2 Ezra's, it would behoove you to read 2 Ezra's chapter 15 and 2 Ezra's chapter 16. and so that you can see what's going on and what's getting ready to happen. But it's, it's plagues in it, and what it is, it's the Most High changing the powers that rule this thing. You see a lot of these nations that have enjoyed the comforts and the benefits of ruling that, their stuff's beginning to crumble. Most don't hear talk. I see some of these people up here posting, oh, we feel like slaves. Like, y'all feel like some of us felt in the hood getting harassed by cops. Now it's turning. The tables are turning. Okay? Now it's y'all. Now your government can't get along. Y'all can't get along. Now y'all fighting all the time. It's like y'all got an election and you got Freaky Joe. What's that dude's name? Joe Biden? The petter ass, damn child toucher, Freaky Joe. We're going to call him Freaky Joe. Y'all got Freaky Joe running. Ain't nothing but a bunch of fighting. Every time you can't even watch the news because these people are just at each other's throats so much. Same nation now. It's the same nation, but you see them fighting. This you look at this thing going on with this wicked ass heathen nation and these other Canada and all this. Now they taking their guns away. They getting ready to take their guns. You know what I'm saying? That's going to be a fight. Look at what's going on in Virginia. The same thing is happening. Like, I think I'd like to say Virginia is like where you should have your eyes. You should be watching, because then that's going to spread throughout this country. They're going to try to force that on them. That's their fight, man. That's their family fight. I ain't got nothing to do with that. I'm going to get in my little corner, get my popcorn, and watch the Most High work as this thing falls apart. You know what I'm saying? Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is that which follow, right? Y'all put a 100 up in there if you understand where I'm coming from. Let the Most High work, and you just watch. And make sure you get your mind right, all right? But, yeah, I mean, you see it, man. Now darkness is coming upon these people, man. Now they're having the results of their wickedness is smacking them in their heads. They can't put it on nobody else. Since when have you seen their people fighting each other like this, walking up in the capitals with guns on and all this stuff? You hear a lot about protests. On several occasions, there's been white supremacist groups or whatever you call them plotting terrorist attacks against their own folks, seditions among them. They acting like, oh, what's up with all that black on black crime in the hood? Now they look like Crips. The new Crips and Bloods are the Republicans and Democrats. I just put it to but it's just the Most High. It's just the Most High. And as they come down, we come up. You see a lot of serious-minded brothers and sisters really putting forth an effort to get their minds right, to come together, to work together as a nation. You see people from the other nations seeing our light, seeing us with a sincere desire to get our minds right and joining themselves to us. Man, it's all book. Nothing to be confused. Let's see. Sanya Turner, she said, yes, brother, we are watching VA. Yep. And I'm gonna start watching it even closer. I've just been real busy, especially this week. A lot going on. Brother William said, yeah, house divided. That's how it's gonna fall. And the house united is gonna rise. So one nation's coming down, they're coming out of power, you know, stench of their sin them reach the Most High, and then you see another nation just wanting to be holy. You know what I'm saying? And they're going to rise up, okay? So that's big old facts up in there. All right. Let's see what else I got. I think I had one more thing, news article-wise. Let me see if... Looks like it might have blocked it. So, yeah, man. But, yeah, you see they money getting hit, you know, you name it. they feel like, you know, they feel like us now, you know, the cops harassing them. You seen that, you know, it's like, and like, y'all feel like y'all black now, huh? It's like, hey, welcome to what we've been dealing with. But yeah, they're having parking lot weddings and all types of stuff, you know. But all right, let's keep it moving. Let's get into this thing. You know, because as what brings the destruction of this wicked ass beast system, this diabolical, evil, oppressive nation, and these other nations, like I said, that thing going on in Canada with them taking away their weapons, just the Most High putting the jumper cables on them to be divided and fall apart. Okay, so it's a good thing, man. I'm happy. I'm just sit back, but He works for us when we seek Him. You see what I'm saying? And that's what this lesson is gonna be about. You know, because the more we press in, the more we focus on getting our minds right, the more we focus on, and hold on one second, let me get my screen set up correctly. Yeah. So the more we focus on getting our minds right, the more we focus on truly walking this thing out in spirit and in truth, the more we focus on some of the stuff I'm going to be bringing out today, where, you know, with our works, truly with our works, like truly seeking Yah out and truly understanding that His way is the way that is, and it, excuse me, I got a stiff drink here, y'all. I'm just letting y'all know that there's a lot of turmeric and ginger activated with green pepper up in here, so y'all bear with me. Anyway, but exactly, Brother Ray, it's an exciting time. I mean, you know, they're still shooting. Their oppressive police force is still shooting our people and stuff like that. But as the saints, as we pursue Yah with more sincerity, as we act like brothers and sisters to each other in spirit and in truth, I mean, he is in proportion destroying these wicked ass nations. I mean, you don't even gotta look far. Like, have you ever seen the news so polarized and divided? You either a Crip, a Republican, or a Blood, a Democrat. You know what I'm saying? The gangs aren't even this as divided as this beast nation has become. Okay, so that's where it's going, y'all. All right. So Sister Sonia Turner, she said, we live here in VA. They were talking about restricting homeschooling before the COVID. My husband and oldest son are closely watching the gun issue too. Thank you for your broadcast. Yeah, hey, and you know, sis, tell your husband or whatever, man, if y'all come across any headlines of or anything going on up there that you hear of, send it to me, because I like to stay informed on that too. And it sounds like you boots on the ground. But I'm also recommend you get the heck up out of there too. You see what I'm saying? I'm also recommend that you get the heck up out of there. I'm working hard on getting up out of here. Me and the Saints down here. Okay, but yeah, man. The harder we press in, the sooner we get. We truly internalize what the Most High is truly trying to do with us, what he really wants, you know what I'm saying? Because, for the longest, while I was in church, while I was going to church, I was thinking, oh, okay, it's like I got to do this to get this. Like, oh, why are you doing this? Why are you keeping this commandment? Because the Most High told me to. Well, why did he tell you to do it? Because he said to. Oh, okay. And you're just kind of doing it, but you don't understand the spirit of it and why. And when I was awakened and realized that, like, what the Bible was saying and what I had been, hearing these lessons in church, but when I realized that the Most High he really loved me, he was telling me all this to protect me from killing myself, out here in this landmine, this minefield. He was trying to protect me from stepping on a landmine and blowing myself up and destroying myself in this tricky life that's full of tricks and traps to destroy you. When I realized that, man, that's what lit that fire that burns to this day. You know what I'm saying? So it got the religious spirit off me and the acting, and it was about action. Okay? All right. So anyway, let's continue. We got that out of the way. Okay? And let's see what we got here. Okay. And we're going to talk more about some of that stuff I brought up there. But let's get into this lesson now. And let me go to, we're going to go to James. Okay? Y'all, I'm sure y'all knew that when y'all saw the title of the lesson. I'm sure y'all knew we were going to be going there. That's where we're going to be going. Let me head on over there. All right. And let me close some of these windows out. And what we're going to talk about, and this is fruits and works. Okay? Fruits and works. A second. Okay. So, and what this is going to do, because this is what it did for me. And it's funny because for years, I'd be like, what is this? What is this? There's a lot of sincere, deep questions that I wanted, that I had answers to, and I started praying about. And I don't pray like all perfect and eloquent, like some wicked ass Catholic priest or some, oh, Jesus, and all that stuff. Like, I pray just like I'm talking now. I'm like, yeah, why is this? Why they keep doing that? Like, can you show me why I can't figure it? Like, that's what my prayers sound like. I'm serious. It's a straight conversation, and that's how it is. And this is something I prayed a lot about, and he's really showed it to me in a big way. And it's like, man, some of this stuff, it's like when your eyes are open to it, you almost can't believe it, but it helps. And this is going to help y'all. So anyway, we're going to put this up. I got a whole bunch of verses. And it's going to, like I always do, I'm going to come at it from different angles so you really understand what I'm getting at. All right. So this is, we're going to go into James, but we're going to start at Titus. Titus chapter 1, verse 16. Okay. It says, they profess that they know God, but in works they deny him, being abominable and disobedient, and unto every good work reprobate. Okay? And years ago when I came into this truth, this is one of the first ways you wake up. We're like, wait, I've been celebrating Christmas. I don't keep the law. I've been doing this, that, the other. And then when you begin reading the word and even continue, and even in the Hebrew Israelite, so-called Hebrew Israelite community, Titus chapter 1, verse 16 still holds weight. Because what happens when you come into this Hebrew awakening, all right, then you start keeping the feast days, which there's Hebrews who don't believe in keeping the feast days. That's a whole nother show I'm going to do. But anyway, you begin keeping the feast days. You keep the law, statutes, commandments, this, that, the other. You have that. That goes on in the Hebrew community. But what people fail to do is continue digging into the word where it actually governs and shows you that you need to be, this actually governs your response to situations, to every single situation that occurs, whether it's with your wife, with friends, with family, this, that, the other, how you respond to situations. Every single situation that could possibly arise in your life is covered in the in the survival scrolls, in the book, in the Bible. It's in there. It's in Proverbs. It's all throughout. All right. So let's continue. So let's see what it's talking about. Because it says, they profess that they know God, but in works they deny me, being abominable, disobedient, and unto every good work reprobate. Okay? So, all right, let's move forward. Got a whole bunch of scripts here. Let's see what we got. Okay. So let's go on and head over to James, because we're gonna make it real basic. All right. So we got James chapter 2, verse 19. I'm sure y'all seen this. Okay. Thou believest that there is one God. Thou doest well. The devils also believe. And they tremble. So, people saying, bless Yeshua, this, that, and holy that, and they got all this sugar talk, all this holy spiritual, I call it cupcake talk. These cupcake ass dudes with, they talk a good game, all this stuff, and it's widespread. And for years, even me and my brother up in Jersey, man, we used to, we grew up in church, and man, we used to see this. We saw the religious spirit, the religious folks, and it just, man, is a turn off. We couldn't put our finger on what it was, but we being men, or us at the time, we were boys, but even then we were like, man, it's some bullshit. We like, and then you get older, and for a brief stint, I actually, after I got out the military, I went to Eddie Long's church, and just when I came down for maybe a couple months or something like that, and then I moved down to Middle Georgia, he moved into this big mega church in Conyers. I mean, they actually cut an exit out on the highway for his church. And then I remember when I came back up, I went to that big old mega church. That thing looked like a basketball stadium. Went in there, and I was like, Ma, why this dude wearing a Jerry curl wig? and she like, oh, don't talk about him like that. I was like, but Ma, it's a Jerry curl wig. Like, it ain't just a wig, it's a Jerry curl. And like I said, this dude, if you heard, like the service changed. Like when he got in there, it went from him doing lessons to the whole service was like, all like this worship and emotionalism, which I'm not saying that's a sin. I'm not saying worship and emotionalism isn't a sin, but that's what the whole service was. And you know, that was the last time I ever went there, and y'all know what ensued with that clown. So, so yeah. So let me let's see. Let's see that. I believe it's that there. Okay. So I put that in there and I said that story, the way I am now, the way I operate now, you know, and this is where Satan don't want you there. The religious spirit don't want you here, but where you don't listen to nothing nobody say. Well, you hear it, but what you take heed to is fruit. The book tells you, you will know them by their fruit. And the whole purpose of this lesson is you will know you by your fruit. And in doing that, because that's how I began to grow spiritually, is by discerning my own fruit first. Okay? And in doing that, it increases your discernment when you're dealing with other people. And you could discern their fruit. Okay? And then you're not going to get misled. Okay? And what is fruit? Why I keep talking about fruit? What's fruit? Actions, behaviors, responses. You do this, they do that. They do that, you do this, boom, 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 boom. And there is no way to be deceived, misled, taken advantage of, led astray if you focus on that. People's actions don't lie. And the Most High, that's the purpose of this lesson. And your actions and your behaviors don't lie. Look at it. If you want to perfect the ability to do this, you start with yourself. You will be sharp. And ooh, I just tell you, when people know that you're moving like that, even in the past with me, man, people realize that, hey, I'm not listening to what you say. I'm just watching your actions. A lot of people don't like it. Well, I told you this. Well, I said that. Well, I was like, yeah, but your footwork. How long has Michael Israel been talking footwork? All right. All right, so let's see. Let me get this. All right. It says that I believe. All right, so let's get another script. So I don't want y'all to think I'm just over here talking. We're going to let the book talk. All right, let's see. It said that I believe. All right. So we're going to get the classic. Y'all going to get the classic in James that I know you've heard. But we're just getting all the meat off the bone with it. And what it says is, for as the body without the spirit is dead, so faith without works is dead also. Okay? real straightforward, right? For as a body without the spirit is dead, so faith without works is dead. So you hear people say they have faith. A lot of people can't figure out if they got, you know what I'm saying? If you want to know, do I have faith? You're not going to know it with how sugary you could talk or, you know, if you're doing this, that, the other, you know, anything can be fake through acting, okay? Through saying it, talk, oh, this, that, oh, conviction in your speech and just talking again. But all you gotta do is watch behaviors, look at people's lifestyle, look at what they got going on, this, that, the other, and that's gonna tell you everything. And you know, I've watched high level witchcraft, like wizards with high level manipulative power. People who all they study is Robert Greene, The 48 Laws of Power and the Art of Seduction. That is, and Christian pastors have come out and said behind the scenes, those two books are what the church, they're manuals for running churches. Low key, behind the scenes, them pastors and stuff operate out of Robert Greene, The 48 Laws of Power, which is a Machiavellian satanic book, and The Art of Seduction, which again is a Machiavellian based satanic book of manipulation. And literally, if you look over the stuff that's in it, I did a lesson on it not too long. It was actually a while back. But I actually broke down. I went through the laws in there and showed how they perfectly oppose what the book says. You see what I'm saying? So you gotta, you know what I'm saying? You gotta keep it 100. There's a lot of deception out there. But, you know, you wanna know what trumps all that? You will know them by their fruits. You just watch. You just watch. That's it. Actions say everything, right? All right, so look at this. Check this out. Check this out. Let's. I'm gonna show you why. Let's see. So here we're gonna go to James 18. All right, it says James chapter 2 verse 18. Yea, a man may say thou hast faith, and I have works. Show me thy faith without thy works, and I will show thee my faith by my works. Okay? So, like Marshawn Lynch said, he's like, man, I don't like talking, man. He's like, I'm about that action, boss. He's like, I'm about that action. That's it. You know what I'm saying? All right. So, let me see what I got my pad here. All right. So, what that brings us to is when you realize this, when you realize it's about works, when you understand that, it eliminates the excuse. You can't, you begin to learn that people can't come, you know, as you, so I could just only give my testimony. When I realized how wicked and sinful I was, number one, and when I truly, the Spirit truly came upon me and like convicted me and made me realize how off I really, really was. Number one, I was thankful that I was still alive. It was like waking up out of a dream, you know what I'm saying? Out of a bad dream, out of a nightmare. And it made me realize where you know, how off I was. And then it made me start working on myself. And what happened as I began working on myself, I ran into spirits. We're just going to keep it 100 that I could not overcome. Y'all know my testimony with lust, pornography addiction, masturbation, all that. When I ran into that, I couldn't do anything about it. And I had to get deliverance from it. I had to get it off me, okay? And kept it off me, okay? And even way back when, one of my other big things was relationships. Like I sucked. I wanted to be in a relationship as far as marriage, stuff like that, but I wasn't a man. And I had to really be real with myself and say, hey, you know, you ain't got this. It's like, you need to fix this. You need to get this piece, this area of your life in order. And begin dealing with it and not making excuses for it. And that's where we're going to park the thing at is fruits and works, you know. Us as humble saints, we have to really do a spiritual audit on our fruits, on what's going on, and grow. So like one of the areas, well, I'll say it like this. What happens a lot is we, through verbal ascension, mental ascension, or whatever, we deceive ourselves into thinking, hey, we got you know, I've arrived, I'm this, I'm that. And we're not looking at our fruits. We're not looking at what we're on what we're really manifesting, how we're progressing, or what the holdup is, this, that, and the other. A good example, I'm gonna this will be a lot better, is in my line of work, they have this thing, and some of y'all have heard of this too. They have this thing called 5Y, okay? And what they do, but us as saints, what we need to do is like a 20Y, but I'll show you. But what they do is, it's called root cause analysis. And what happens, like if somebody, if you have a situation, like I've seen situations where, for instance, somebody's putting an engine in a plane, okay? And when we put these engines in the plane, man, these engines weigh as much as a car. So when you hang that engine on the plane, and then you take the engine off the engine lift, the whole plane comes down because of that weight. Well, if you don't move the stands and all the equipment from around the plane will come right down on it, and it'll put a hole in the plane. I've seen that happen. Well, what the people do after that happens, because y'all know that's expensive. After that happens, you got to go before a safety board. Anybody involved in it has to go before a safety board. And they do root cause analysis 5Y. All right? So check this out. I'm going to put it up here because this is what we need to do. I do this with me and then anybody I'm dealing with when there's issues. So check this out. Look at this. It's called 5Y. So the particular problem here is ran through a red light. Why? And the reason why they said is they were late for work. Well, why were you late for work? Because I woke up late. Well, why'd you wake up late? Alarm clock broke. Well, why'd your alarm clock break? Didn't check if it worked. So why? Forgot to do it last night. You know what I'm saying? And you saw what I said. I was like, look, we need to do root cause analysis on our fruit. When we're not bearing fruit, when something's off, when we're wrestling with stuff, we need to do a root cause analysis on ourselves or whatever the situation is. Like, that's how I do. Keep asking why, And some people will get upset when this is done to them. Hold on one sec, y'all. Okay. Yeah, some people will get upset when this is done to them. Okay. When there's a root, or it frustrates them when they have to do this to themselves. People who really ain't about that action don't like this. Okay. And I'm telling you this from experience. Even in the military, I'm like, it just happened. Oh, why? Now I go to this stupid safety board. I got to go before this damn safety board, instead of actually taking advantage of it for what it really is. It will perfect you in your life when you operate this way. So I'm always doing root cause analysis on myself in stuff, And what I, even recently, because I'm learning, cause like I said, people who are near me will tell you how demanding I am and stuff like that. And, but I had to do a root cause analysis on that. Cause I'm like, sometimes I'm so in this reality of operating this way, of trying to move forward with myself, that I think other people are there too. And I had to do a root cause analysis on that. I'm like, hey, other people ain't there. Other people don't even know what this is. Don't ask why. They like, because there was a situation, and it took me back to where when I was young, and not only did I not know, I didn't know that I didn't know that I didn't know. And so I had to realize that sometimes you can be completely, totally oblivious to what you're doing. This is why King David said, "Cleanse me, O Yah, from secret sin," or unknown sin. There's actually another verse in there talking about that same stuff. It's real talk. There's a lot of, we have a lot of growth. There's, check this out. When I talk about, hey, we got a lot of growth, we need to, prior to when I was awakened and everything, prior to that, I was like, man, what's the point of life? Why we, it seems like, this, that, and the other. Why am I going to live so long if I've gotten here, this, that, and the other? And then I came into this and I seen how much work I had to do on myself. And then I was like, dang, there ain't enough time in my life to get where I need. I was like, I need to get to work and start getting on this thing. Because they've really done a number on us in this nation. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, it's all about that verse, man. Cleanse me, O Yah, from sin I might not be aware of. Bring it up. Show it to me. And what you need to do, because I've done that before, but what you need to do is say, Yah, can you meter how much you show me? Because, man, he'll show you some stuff, and you're going to be like, oh. You go sink into depression. He'll show you how sorry you are. Yeah, man. So that's real talk, y'all. Fruit. Somebody put fruit inspection by the word of Yah. All right. Somebody put that in there. Yeah, man. It's real talk. Yeah. So, but that, you keep asking why. It's like, yeah, Brother Dodd said that's a good example. Yeah. And if you just keep asking why, eventually you're going to come to, a lot of times you know, you got to eliminate the excuse and see where the excuse is being made at, or where the short-sightedness is at. You know what I'm saying? All right, let's see. All right, let's see. And because you got mental assent, okay? You got mental assent, and let me say this: some of the stuff you gotta look at is the negativities, the uncomfortable, the painful areas of your life. The one of the ways the way I break it down, an analogy I give, I'm a auto mechanic, is the check engine lights in your life, like the warning lights. Like you got an oil light on in your car, check engine light, brake light, this, that, the other. You know, typically a brake light might be, hey, or anti-lock light or something. Might just be, hey, the oil's low in the thing. You know, the brake fluid's low or something. It might be something simple, but you have check engine lights in your life. But a lot of people are just, oh, I'm trusting y'all for that light. You know, y'all gonna make that light go out. And they keep driving, and I'm not worrying about it. Smoke coming out from under the hood. We good. Brakes is like, you know, when you hit the brake, oh, y'all got me though. Y'all's good. This, that, and the other, you know. And you know, people's minds say, if I don't look at it, it'll go away. You know, that's how, I don't know, man. When I used to work at Firestone, like we had a lady bring a car in. It was actually the mother. She bought her daughter's car, and she was like, my daughter's car is acting weird, and it got a check engine light on and an oil light. I was like, okay. I was like, all right. I rolled it in there, put it up on the lift. I was like, all right. I checked the oil, wasn't nothing on the dipstick. I was like, well, let me change the oil, you know. Unscrewed the oil drain plug, smoke. A little puff of smoke came out. I put the drain plug back in, lowered the car back down, backed it out. I was like, hey, we can't mess with this. We call that marrying a project, because that engine was about to blow because she was driving the car around with no oil in it. You see what I'm saying? And this is a lot of people's lives. They keep getting these results, and they got these painful, jacked up, screwed up areas in their life that they're not looking at. And they're not asking the 5 whys. Clearly, they're not bearing fruit over there, you know, or they're not bearing the right kind of fruit. And, you know, it's just messy. So Koya, she put, the real work always begins from within. No sense in changing anything outwardly if the inside is all jacked up. Big old facts. And to build off what Koya just said there is, when you fix the inside, it naturally radiates outward, and all the other stuff fixes. Like when you fix the foundational core stuff, when you focus on that, everything else naturally falls in line. All right? It ain't complicated. All right. So let's see what we got. All right. Get my notes here. I got my new notebook. Let's see what else. So what you can't do 5 why or whatever you want to call it. You can't get your mind right. You can't walk righteously if you're prideful. You're not going to, well, why? Well, why? Well, why? You keep asking why, and it's like pride. The whole thing of pride is, hey, I'm good. You know what I'm saying? That's the whole pride is blindness, thinking, so look, a feeling, here we go, put the definition of it up here for y'all, where I be defining stuff. Look, a feeling of deep pleasure and satisfaction derived from one's own achievements, the achievements of those whom one is closely associated. So here's another one. Confidence and self-respect as expressed by members. Well, hold on. I got a better one for y'all. Hold on. Because it's good to take pride in what you do. But look at this. All right. There we go. So this is what will stop you from doing the 5 whys being prideful. That's what the Bible talks about through and through. It's like humility and pride, So it says having an excessively high opinion of oneself, okay? So, and that's back before I got in this, that is what stopped me all the way up to the age of 26 till I got humiliated hard. And then that's when I that's when I started, I embarked on my journey of getting my mind right. Because I got humiliated. And it was like, dang. And the pain of that, and humiliation ain't a bad thing. Because it humbles you, makes you humble. And it was like, dang. It's like, she did me like that. It's like, and I could no longer be like, oh, well, it's this, it's that. I couldn't make any excuse. I was like, man, I got to get this area of my life in order. I've been on that path, and, it's a good thing. It's a good thing. It don't feel good, though, y'all. I'm just telling But, hey, we're not here for the good feelings. If you want the good feelings, you go to Cupcake Ministries under Bishop Cotton Candy. And Deacon Deceiver. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So that's what's up, man. All right, let's see. Hey, if y'all got any questions, comments, concerns, put them in there. All right. Let me see what other scripts I got. I got a ton of them. All right, let me see. James Hebrews. Okay, so speaking of something again is, I think it was in James, is which eliminates like James tells you, even the evil spirits, even Satan, believes Yah, okay, and trembles at him and fears him, okay, but does he keep his commandments? You see what I'm saying? And there's a lot of deception out there in the Hebrew community. It's like your knowledge base is what your what's the word that I've heard getting used, is your salvation. Okay. Oh, if you don't know this, if you're not aware of that, if you didn't know this, then you're not going to receive salvation because you don't have all this knowledge committed to your memory and this, that. Like, that is a real thing that I've seen out there. There's a lot of things that I see, they're pushing out there that they're pushing that, hey, your salvation hinges on this, okay? And when at the end of the day, I read it in that scripture. It says, this is the duty of man to keep the commandments. Like, that's the duty. That's the job. And in order to do that, it takes a lot of getting your mind right, a lot of humbling down, a lot of, like Koya said, a lot of, what she put here? Begin of self-analysis, looking at yourself. Self-examination, Brother Josh put there. Yeah, it takes a lot of self-examination to get properly aligned with the book. Okay? It takes a lot. So, yeah, man. So that's something to absolutely that we got to be aware of, man. It is that right there. Let's see what else. What else? Yeah, this and this here, that there ain't a whole lot of I mean, there's a ton of scriptures I go into, but it's really straightforward. It's just painful to look at. It's a painful area for folks to look at. Sister V said, acknowledge there's a problem, confess and repent, get delivered. That's right. A lot of this stuff has went on for so long inside folks that you're gonna need deliverance from it. A lot of stuff you've given legal right in a very practical way to be demonically possessed. I know I was when it came to what I was struggling with. Okay? It's real talk. It's not a game out here, man. And like I said in that other show, man, I think like when I hear certain songs from back in the day, it's like, woo. It's like it takes me back to, I can feel the confusion that I was in. And like now, looking at it now, it's like, man, it would just, you don't realize how demonized you are. And all the wicked stuff you got around you seeking to destroy you. And that junk was obvious when I think about it now. But back then, I was just completely oblivious to all this stuff. I mean, even right, and I don't even, like some people like, oh, those were the days. No, these are the days right now. I'm loving these days right now. My youth was just like a journey wandering through some, I was wandering through some land trying to find my way without a map, and now I got waypoints and I'm GPS on this mug, and ain't veering left, right, nothing. Up, down is like everything. I got precise coordinates, and the challenge is staying on them coordinates. So that's what it is. All right, let's see what we got. here. But yeah, this straightforward, man. And you really can't put a whole bunch on this thing. The biggest thing when it fruits and works is doing a spiritual audit of your life and be like, hey, am I producing fruits in this area? This, that, and other. Looking at your spiritual dashboard to see if you got a bunch of check engine lights on in your life, and then dealing with it, pulling the car over, getting out your troubleshooting manual, which is the word, and using it to troubleshoot whatever the issue is, okay, check engine light. Okay, it says, and then there's an oil light. Okay, pull the car over, check the oil level. Oil level's low. Well, let me just do an oil change. Boom, do it. Start the car back up, check engine lights off, oil lights off, boom. But some people got a whole dashboard full of blinking lights, car smoking, brakes squeaking, they step on the gas, all types of, and It's like, dang. It's like, hey, you need to pull that over and troubleshoot that. Oh, yeah. Oh, they give you some spiritual response. Hey, it is what it is. Yep. But like the book says, the book says, tell them once, tell them twice, keep it moving. Because then if you keep telling them, which I done that, I could tell you some stories, man, where it contribute to these ain't platinum highlights. I know y'all thought these was platinum highlights and that Michael Israel be styling, but nah, this comes from going against what the book says. Tell somebody once, tell them twice, keep it moving, no respect of person, period. You know what I'm saying? And that will contributes to a lot of stress. Just, But it says you will. Let me pull that up. Where's this thing at? All right. Let's see. I'm gonna pull up 2 script. All right, let me get this thing, and we just gonna book it. All right, man, it never gives me. Oh, okay, it actually did it this time. All right. I'm going to tell y'all some good stuff, too. I'm getting ready to tell y'all something heavy, too. All right. Cool. So check this out. Oops. I don't know what this... Okay, there we go. Get you up there. Okay. So it says, Matthew 7:16, it says, ye shall know them by their fruits. You could go read this whole chapter. Do men gather grapes of thorns or figs from thistles? And yeah, I'm gonna just say this. I'm not gonna get off topic, but it's so important to return to the ancient ways and begin gardening and doing this, because we have a fig tree in our backyard now. Y'all probably seen that in that video. And I did a live on Facebook Spiritualcombat showing you a thistle that was growing in my front lawn that, in ignorance, earlier this spring, I had hacked it with the weed whacker thinking it was a weed, and it was a milk thistle. So what you find, man, as you begin getting into agriculture, which is our way of life, our economics, according to this book, man, you get a heavier biblical understanding. These scriptures get real powerful. And figs, a thistle is not going to bear a fig. Okay? It's not. So where you see a fig, you know you got a fig tree. Ain't no tap dancing around it. You will know them by their fruits. You will know them by their actions. Nothing else. Period, point blank in the story. Now, let me show you something else. I'm going to show you, we're going to keep this thing 1,000 now. Now, let me show you something else. Okay? Where did I put that? There it is right here. So, and we're going to hit on some important stuff right now. All right, so it says, not everyone that saith unto me, Lord, Lord, shall enter into the kingdom of heaven, but he that doeth the will of my Father which is in heaven. All right? I'm telling you, man, it's about that action. It's about them fruits. It's about what you're doing. Now, what we're going to go into next is what it takes to be able to do it. You see what I'm saying? We're going to get into that a little bit. It says, many will say to me in that day, Lord, Lord, have we not prophesied in thy name? And in thy name cast out spirits or devils. And in thy name done many wonderful works. Okay? And look, and then I will profess unto them, I never knew you. Depart from me, ye that your works were iniquity. Okay? And what's iniquity? What it's saying is your works. So the way you conducted yourself and how you were operating and moving was not Torah. Did not line up with the law, statutes, and commandments. Like, for instance, you see, you get in these Christian churches, you get in these Christian churches, like you seen, I put that one guy up there, Carr, something like that. That guy who was like, if you get the coronavirus, don't tell them you from this church and don't come back to this church or something. And like this dude, like I can hear guile in people's speech when they real manipulative and they're like wizards with witchcraft almost. With they and there's a name for it. It's called neuro-linguistic programming, and it's using linguistics to manipulate people through their nervous system. To break it down scientifically, that's the scientific name for it because it's a thing. It's what they use. It's Christianity, really. And again, if you want to see two books and watch it being used firsthand, 48 Laws of Power by Robert Greene and The Art of Seduction by Robert Greene. So the art of manipulating people and getting them to do what you want, getting your way. But it says, getting back to the scripture, he says, your works were iniquity. Your heart wasn't right. You were doing this in the wrong spirit. You were casting them spirits out in the wrong spirit. You know what I'm saying? So we gotta that's why you gotta be locked focused on works, what you're doing. Now, I'm gonna show y'all some heavy stuff. Because this is part of what I realized early on when I got into this thing when it comes to works. I'm gonna tell y'all something heavy. You can't do anything in this life with excellence without going into the spirit world. Like at some point, you're going to need spiritual power. Okay? And part of how I woke up and came into all this is, I've talked about it before. I was looking at a picture of Nicki Minaj, Lil Wayne, and Drake. And I was looking at their eyes. And I was like, yo, something off with their eyes. Like something dark about them. And then I was like, come to think of it, like Jay-Z done got real dark too. Like some of the stuff he said. And I began looking. And I saw where, as I began digging, that, yo, these dudes serve Satan, basically. I was like, damn. And then I looked at every major music artist with staying power that consistently, became a big name. And as I dug into them, whether it's Elvis, whether it's the Beatles, whether it's Michael Jackson, Beyonce, anyone, every single one I dug into, Drew Hill, all that, like every single small or great artist I dug into, they were into this spirit. So then I looked into the movie industry, and I was like, yo, these bugs are serving Satan. They all of them are doing some type of weird ritual or practice or whatever. I was like, what the heck? Then I looked into the sports. And y'all like, what, Michael? Looked into Michael Jordan. And this dude is into it. He, like, unknowingly or knowingly, all these people are serving spirits. Like Michael Jordan was like, yeah. He's like, he'd do something and like with his best games, he'd hand his body over to something else. Like he called it being in the zone. They call it being in the zone in a lot of sports. And it's like, cause they're going through these motions, doing it so much. A lot of them use drugs to get there, which is sorcery. And they don't realize it. And they're using the drugs in a sorcery way to do it. And they serving gods of sports. Kobe came straight out and said he muses. He uses a dark muse, and he went through that whole ritual thing. There is nobody out there. There is nobody out there functioning on a high level without going into the spirit world. Okay? Then got into the military. High level military people. For the military, even particularly in the fields of the military where you have to kill, the basic training, if you look at the psychology or whatever they're using in the basic training, the method they use and what they're doing to you is getting you to take on a spirit of kill. A Marine can tell you. Anybody that's been in the Marines and maybe Marine infantry, I know there's some people that are strong enough where they don't give into it, they go through it. But the Marines put a kill spirit on you where when you're provoked, you snap, boom. And it's all by design through psychology. I mean, they'll go through it. But when you look at it, according to what the books say, you see, hey, they're going through this thing to make you, anything you meditate on day and night, you'll become it. And if you continue meditating on it, eventually you're going to take on a spirit, whether righteous or unrighteous. We get ready. Y'all see where I'm going? Ooh, then now let's get into Christianity. Because then I came to Christianity. And I was like, dang, even they serving Satan. But in a more deceptive way. Because they do lying tongues and lying wonders. And I watch people speaking in tongues. I watch them casting out spirits. But they wicked as hell. And it's like, what the heck is going on? It's like, how are they doing this? You know, and it's like high level wickedness. When I know what the books say, and then you're wrestling with it in your head until you get to a scripture where it says, have I not cast out spirits in your name and done this, that, and the other? High level hypocrites. You see what I'm saying? Moving forward, then I came to myself. I was like, oh, I was like, I'm wicked as hell. Because I was looking at porn like daggone Michael Jordan studied basketball. And guess what? I had broke into the other side of it and took a spirit on. I'd opened myself up for a spirit to come on me of pornography. And when I became aware of it, man, I freaked out. Like I said, I've told y'all before. It was like a tarantula was on my back. That's how bad I wanted that thing off me. Because I knew it was there. I had some situations that I experienced where I knew that was on there. And I was like, yo, this book real as heck. I was like, let me get this thing off, you know. And as I get into the word and I began studying the word, I realized, man, if I study this word just like Michael Jordan or these rap artists or these people do they thing for that, I'm going to take on a spirit too. You get the Holy Spirit. And how are you going to know you got it? It said you will know them by their fruit. You won't be working iniquity. You see what I'm saying? So yeah, man. Let me see what y'all saying over here. King David meditated on Yah's law all the time. That's what I'm saying, man. It's like, because what I had to do, I had to cut certain people off from me. I had to cut the TV completely out. The music, I would listen to music because at the time, you know, to man up and stuff, like I would listen to certain music. Like everything I did was in consideration, is this going to keep me in the meditation on this word? When I was at work, break time come, I get off to myself and I'd study the word. I'd be fasting. I was fasting a lot. The way I would fast, I'd skip breakfast and lunch and just eat dinner, you know? And then break time, sometimes I go in the tool room, study the word. So meditate on it day and night. And you can't help but get in the spirit on you. You see what I'm saying? All right, let's see. Shalem, Yah said, flee youthful lust. Yeah. Pray fast. Seek the Lord. It's a lifestyle, man. And the thing is, the thing I trip off, man, I watch a lot of people, they talk a good game, but it's sad because I watch these celebrities, these celebrities, music artists and athletes got more faith than most of these so-called Hebrews and people who claim to be about this book. Man, these wicked ass celebrities and stuff are serving they wicked ass demons and gods with way more faith. Listen to Will Smith and what he does. Like some of the stuff he said, man, if we were serving Yah with that dedication that he serves, whatever wicked spirit he's serving, folks wouldn't be fumbling and stumbling on the basics. Y'all remember that show I did on doing the basics perfect? It's like, dang, why are we even talking about it? You see what I'm saying? But they serve Satan with way more sincerity. They serve their God of money with way more sincerity than, you know, so-called people who claim to believe in the book. You know, they just put lip service up, you know. But it's imperative to press in on this thing. You see what I'm saying? Y'all put a 100 up in there if you understand where I'm coming from. Put a 100 up in there. You see what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, we got to just keep it 100. Put a 100 up in there if you get where I'm coming from. I see him, the 100s. Yeah. That's good, man. I'm glad y'all get where I'm coming from, man. I'm just trying to keep this thing basic. And hit it from different angles so that folks get where I'm coming from. Brother Dex, you said Will Smith let it be known by an alchemist wizard, basically, and I've been against him ever since I seen that interview. Hey, Brother Dex, send that to me, bro. Because I seen, when I was coming into this years ago, I seen some stuff about listening to what Will Smith was saying, and I was like, yo, Will Smith, what's his name? What's the other, whoops, sorry about that. Will Smith, what's the other guy's name? Denzel Washington. Denzel Washington straight channels spirits. He'll tell you. You know, any of these folks, man. I'm telling you, man. So so there's one more script I want to show you because there's something in there that backs up what I just told you. So let me get this. Where are we at? Where are we at? Let me go to my bookmarks. It's in James. I'm pretty sure it's in James. Where are you at? All right. Bookmark. All right. Okay, so where Yeah, I had closed it out. I should have left that thing open. But here we go. Let me see. Let's see. I don't think I'm going to be able to find. I don't want to hold y'all. I believe. All right. I'm going to just have to open that whole chapter up. Okay. So check this out, y'all. And yeah, anyway, I ain't gonna be able to find, but I seen what somebody put in there and it reminded me of something. But what you got to do, you have to be diligent. You have to be diligent. And somebody said no, because I named Denzel. Hey, look, let me tell y'all something. Because I've talked to some people who are in Hollywood, in movies, like people in the movies. They've been in some movies you've seen, in certain roles. And one of the dudes was just saying how, and I already knew this from my studies. Hey, Koya, have her turn that watch off. Okay, so I knew this by my study, so I put this out there, and the person was like, "Whoa!" He was like, "Yep." He's like, "That's right." All right, in Hollywood and in the music industry, what they do is, in order to get in any, all right. There's a whole bunch. I'm not going to go all the way into this. I'll just say it like this to make it quick. Shalom, Sister Lillian. Good to see you in there. But look at this. Look. What they do is they have a definite, specific, no lie, solid. You have to show that you have taken on a spirit before you can get in Hollywood with any staying power. There is a rite of passage, and when I say it's solid, it's solid. You either got to go to some of these depraved parties and do some freaked out stuff. I've talked to the music people, you know. And the actors in Hollywood, you either got to go to these depraved parties, and there's a whole thing they have with that. If you don't go to the parties, you have to go to an acting school. And I'll tell you this, acting school it's nothing but teaching you how to open yourself up and channel spirits. All acting schools, even in high school, they will teach you that. It's channeling spirits. Okay? And if you don't do that, you got to let some dude rape you. Sex magic. So you got sex magic, you got channeling spirits, or you got sorcery and sex magic when you go to these parties. But somehow you got to do that. And all these artists is, anybody you see that's major in Hollywood has done that. They've done one of them. And there's other ones too. The other one is joining. They'll have you join some group. And then you're going to go through some ritual and do something. And you got to take on, one way or another, you're going to have to take on a spirit to get down. The sports. Again, I said, the Most High told you to meditate on this word day and night. They wrote a whole book. It's called The Secret or The Law of Attraction, based off a Bible verse. And I can't quote the Bible verse perfectly, but it basically says whatever you meditate on, that's what you become. They wrote that whole book off that concept. And that's how sports are. These people are doing these sports day and night. They go in a room, burn some type of something in a room, and meditate on winning and take a spirit on. There's a lot of sorcery in sports. Lawrence Taylor, I don't, if y'all know who he is, Lawrence Taylor, I don't know what the position was. He played it for the Giants. He'd sack a lot of quarterbacks. They actually had to redesign the defensive line throughout the whole NFL because of Lawrence Taylor. And he said he played his best games high on crack. Sean Kemp, when he was smashing on them dudes with the Sonics, high on crack. Let me tell y'all, man, y'all don't know, man. If there's athletes watching this thing, they'll tell you. Whether they realize it or not, like, when it comes to them sports, there's a lot of sorcery and ritualism in there. There's a quarterback I knew down here in Jacksonville. I forget what that dude's name is, but he was talking about how in the locker room, man, he'd see some of these people, man, they'd be in the locker room with music on, meditating like this about killing the next dude. He said some of them, he see them peeing on themselves, just sitting there, because they're meditating on getting out there and smashing these dudes. They meditating on it. That's it. And then what happens in those sports, like football, they're meditating on that so much. And the only thing, same thing in warfare too, with warriors, the only thing that can bring them out of that heightened mindset is like marijuana. They got to smoke that to bring them out of that kill mindset. You know what I'm saying? So it's a lot, man. There is a lot of times in ignorance, people be, but how are you going to know? You see what I'm saying? How are you going to differentiate some wicked ass Christian or this, or not get deceived? They say you will know them by their fruits. Watch their works. If they're a fig tree, you're going to see some figs, you know? But if they're telling you they're a fig tree and they producing milk thistle, stop listening to what they're saying and know that they a thistle, and that's the spirit they move. You see what I'm saying? It's not complicated. The deception's complicated and confusing. But when you do what the books say and diligently adhere to this thing, your life you ain't gonna have a bunch of stress. You see what I'm saying? Yeah, the child sacrifice, man. Oh, and the government people too, man. Why you think so many people in the government, CEOs, all these people, man? I can't tell you number of people, man. There's a guy I know caught the CEO of a company he worked for. He went to his party on his yacht and was like, yeah, dude was snorting all this cocaine, doing all this crazy stuff, man. Government officials, all that, man. Any high level thing, anything. It's you either gonna be getting down with Yah or you gonna be serving Satan. And you look at these wicked mega church pastors. I mean, some of these dudes you could look like Kenneth Copeland, man. If you can't see the spirit on that dude just in his eyes, then you just, I don't know. Just stay away from me. You got some poor discernment. All right. Yes. Aviz put child sacrifice. Hollywood is the catalyst, breeding ground for perversion. Well, this is the thing. You begin to get into this thing, even looking in the book. It's sex magic and sacrifice and all that. They ain't doing nothing that wasn't being done way back when. Matter of fact, the way the Hollywood Bible is that book by Dex. What's the name of that dude? They call him the wickedest man or whatever. Damn. Okay, look. Dex will put in there. That dude wrote that book. And this dude's picture, Aleister Crowley. The guy's name is Aleister Crowley. In the entertainment industry, whether it's music or movies, Aleister Crowley is the Bible that all of them operate by. He's on the cover of one of Michael Jackson's album. He's on the cover of the Beatles album. Jay-Z talks about him, quotes his saying. Like, everybody in them industries practice his directives, period, to a T. And you dig and you'll see. And they know who he is too. And what he did, he studied all the ancient pagan, wicked, satanic religions of the past and all that stuff and boiled them down to the bare, essential, quickest, most efficient ways to get a spirit guide, what we call get demonically possessed. And he says the quickest ways to do it, drugs, sex magic, staring in mirrors, through dreams, so lucid dreaming. That's what Michael Jackson used to do. Child sacrifice, all that stuff, man. All there. Yeah, man. So, and I promise, you pick any actor, he talked about channeling spirits. He said acting is a quick way to get a spirit guide. If you act, if you go to acting school and you let yourself go and this, that, and the other. There is no actor out there, major actor, let's say that, because you got people like the dudes that I know, they popped up, they were in a couple movies, but they couldn't break through and they couldn't figure it out till later on. But there's no major actors or major music artists that have not done what he says. Okay? So yeah, man. So at the end of the day, man, you gotta, one way or another, you gotta take on a spirit, whether it's the Holy Spirit or some other spirit. All right? That's all we saying here. Yep, his name on those trailers on the trains and semi-trucks. Oh, dang. I didn't know that. Wow, I did not know that. Brother Abaya, elaborate on what you're saying. Let me know about that. He said Anton LaVey, yep. And they said when Anton LaVey, when he was on his deathbed, they say he realized that Yah was real and his ass was getting ready to be in some serious trouble. That's a lot of people, his deathbed confession. Yeah, Anton LaVey is the founder of the Church of Satan. Yeah. Oh, shoot, really? Are you serious? Crowley Trucks? Yeah. I didn't know that. Wow. I did not know that. I did not know that, brother. Wow. I did not make that connection. Damn. Somebody said, I have a friend that used to own an airplane hangar in Miami, and he told me when Will and Jada came through, they would sometimes go to swinger club. Oh, yeah. Yeah, they're... Hey, look, man, I'm telling you, and I'm telling you, people that have been in Hollywood, they say you be blown away by who's doing what, okay? Freaky. So, Quinn Williams put, Kobe Bryant was a sorcerer, and when him and his daughter died, everyone was making posts about them going to heaven. Clearly, those people, yeah. If you're not grounded in this book, like when you begin, whether you let me put it to you like this: there is no way you can play sports on a level that these people play it without a spirit doing it for you. And y'all don't get it. Like, if you really listen to people talk about the zone, and then you listen to Beyonce talk about Sasha Fierce and how she takes over, and then you go over and listen to Denzel Washington talk about how he did that Civil War movie and how something, or Johnny Depp, you're dealing with spirits. These people get fully demonically possessed, and let that demon do it for him. Y'all think it's a game, man. Y'all think, oh, he's just good at what he do. Dude, y'all don't. I've played basketball with NBA athletes, and these are the ones that didn't even make the roster on the team, and you can't fathom how good they are. I'm telling you, on a couple times in my life, I played with NBA athletes, and you cannot. Like, y'all don't get it. Like, y'all think basketball is random. Oh, if you shoot it right, it'll go. No, it's not random. Man, these people, I watch them play 3 or 4 games and not make one mistake. And these ain't even the real dudes. Now, you get to these Kevin Durant, you get, what's the guy's name? Steph Curry, shooting shots with his eyes closed from 6 feet behind the 3-point line with his eyes closed on camera, shooting it. Trust me, it ain't just muscle memory, y'all. I'm telling you, y'all think it, y'all, and then, oh, well, Mike, you don't know what you're talking about. Okay. Begin to dig into what Steph Curry does, man. These people go in rooms and meditate and got a spiritual practice, and spirits they seek for the basketball thing, or spirits how can you check this out? Listen, I'm gonna tell you why. I'm gonna show you again why this is spiritual. These high level people, you take an athlete, or you take an athlete or a music artist, and you have to perform day in and day out, no matter how you feel. You're gonna have to take his spirit on. I'm telling you, they all demonically possessed, y'all. That's why you got back off that television. I'm telling you, these people wicked, man. And it's sad that they're deceived, but it is what it is, y'all. Let's see what y'all put there. Check out the article online where Beyonce's former drummer came out about her being a witch. The drummer's name, yeah, I talked to her before. Yeah. I might get her on here to bring it out firsthand, but yeah. Yep. But this is the thing. She didn't know, she don't know what was going on. She still don't, because the only way you're going to know what this is being in the truth and having the Holy Spirit. So it says they can have them evil spirit. I choose the Ruach HaKodesh. That's right. Seeing how when magicians do their act, they tell you the evil spirits come in and assist them on their act. Yeah. And I'm telling you, in order to get in that, you're going to either have to do drugs or do some type of meditation where you let yourself down and open yourself up, or do some lewd act that opens you up. It's all about opening yourself up. That's what they be talking about. You're meditating on it, open yourself up. Same thing. All that stuff that I named that Aleister Crowley teaches is just a way of opening you up so a spirit could go in you. And I'm telling you, when you begin listening to what these people are saying and about getting in the zone and what they're doing, all that stuff, you find you're like, whoa. You're like, man, these folks is all, because they all say the same thing. All right. Corey said these people sold out to Satan. Yeah. Aleister Crowley was an English occultist, ceremonial magician, poet, painter, all that stuff. He found the religion of, that's the, and I'm telling you, so check this out. So the dude one of the dudes I talked to was telling me about this. He said when he wasn't moving forward in his career, he said his agent told him, well, you need to go to acting school then. Because he tried to get him to go to the parties, and the way the parties work, you go to one party And it's that party's, you know, as a party moves forward, some women will come, they'll be naked, you know, and people be drinking, maybe smoking some weed. Well, if you get involved with that and you're doing stuff with the women and smoking some of the weed, then they'll invite you to another party. And then they'll have like drugs in a bowl, pills, and it'll be a little crazier. You know, it'll be more women there and more crazier. And then if they see you wilding out in that party, you'll go to another party. And you'll be real freaked out. And as you progress in your career. And the one brother, he was telling me, he was like, there was a dude who, you know, I guess got into Hollywood the same time he did, but this dude moved right on up. And when he seen him, the dude had glasses on, was wearing sunglasses, and couldn't look him in the eyes because, you know, like people be saying the eyes are windows into the soul, but he had glasses on, and he had did stuff. He didn't want nobody looking him in his eyes. Man, oh, man, it's a dirty game over there in that Hollywood. Yep, they putting it in there, yeah, and them people are empty. By the time you get up there, and now you this big name celebrity, and you a shell of a person. There ain't nothing in there anymore. Check out, you want to know somebody who's real, I mean, they exude this. It's Johnny Depp. Oh, and they said Johnny Depp got some spirit on him. He can't get it off. Like, with one of the movies he did, and Johnny Depp comes on, and he's come on different shows. He came on one of them talk shows, and the guy was like, hey, man, he was like, so how was it acting and doing that movie, Pirates of the Caribbean 2 or whatever? And he sits there, he's like, I don't know. He was like, it wasn't me. And the guy's like, well, what do you mean it wasn't me? It wasn't me acting. It was something that, I'm telling you, y'all check out Johnny Depp if you think I'm playing. You got to get the right spirit. That's what we talking about. But yeah, y'all, yeah, man, this thing real. It's real wicked. The one that, you know, if you watch some of these athletes, man, I'm telling you, it's like, particularly, you know, the basketball. You know, some of these dudes is amazing, man, what they do. Like, and you got to look into it, though, man. Dig a little bit. You know, you ain't going to have to do too much digging to find out that they into stuff. Into some crazy stuff. And, you know, Will Smith, they've been rumored that, hey, what'd you do to get that paper, man? You got to, hey, Satan, the Most High gave all that stuff to Satan to... He told Christ, he's like, look, he gave me all this to give as I see fit. He like, you gotta pay to play. Yeah, man. Johnny Depp is gone, man. Trust me. Y'all check out some videos with that dude. The dude who played the Joker and then killed himself that one time. They said that's why he killed himself. He got psychosis. Psychologically they diagnosed it as psychosis. He channeled a spirit for that role and it wouldn't go away. They say he couldn't stop acting like that. Y'all think it's a game. Hey man, them people putting in work to bring you that movie you watching, you know? Yeah, man. So yeah, acting is just channeling, man. Oprah, don't even get me started on her. Go see what Oprah say about Color of Purple, what she did for that. Yeah, that wicked ass movie. I need to do a breakdown on how wicked that was. that whole movie. There was, man, that was one of the most powerful programming CIA psyops of all time, you know. Yeah, Keith Ledger. Yep. We got to do that with the Holy Spirit. We got to meditate on this word till you just naturally, it's exuded. You see what I'm saying? Then you get it. That's where the Most High, that's where the law's pointing you to, you know? Not some fake religious spirit, oh, this, that, and other, and you judgmental, but you'll see it in people's character and their moral makeup. You'll see it. You will know them by their fruits, man. Man, religious people don't like that scripture there. That's their kryptonite. All right, big old facts. So anyway, y'all, man, yeah, man, hope this was edifying to y'all, man. We we definitely had oh yeah. Somebody put I used to watch the comedian Cat Williams, and he would jokingly talk about the masquerade parties. Yeah. But I promise, y'all got to really hear this out. To have staying power on any level, you got to, because again, Cat Williams partook of the sorcery too. Cat Williams partook of the sorcery because he's on drugs, okay? Let me tell you, in the hip-hop industry, one of the most demonic rappers of all time, this probably going to have y'all tripping out because I found a lot of people didn't know this. I didn't, but I'm not shocked. But as soon as it was said, I was like, yep, you're right. One of the most demonic, satanic worshiping rappers probably of all time was Biggie Smalls. Boy, y'all go, that album he dropped, he talked about Satan and all on heavy. If you listen to him talk about the ritual he would use to drop an album and the amount of weed he would smoke, oh man, it would blow you. I mean, he was high level demonic, and it's everywhere. When you're told it, and then you go back and look at some of his songs and all that. The mainstream ones weren't, but the stuff on his album, hell, look at the album name. Yeah, he was high level. Tupac was wrestling with it, you know. He didn't know. He was deceived by the whole thing. And, but still, you know, they still had spirits on them. Don't get it twisted. All right, let's see what we got. Let me see. I used to watch. Yeah. What shall it profit a man if he gain the whole world, and lose his soul? Right. That's right. Somebody said, yep, he want to die and go to, yeah. He was pronouncing that thing, you know, proudly. But yeah, man, his stuff was, y'all have no idea, man. Like, I grew up in that era. You know, I watched him come up. And once he got off the streets, like when he was in the streets rocking, yeah, he was just doing it. But to really charge it, and they'll tell you, man, you listen to these people, you listen to any of them, they were like, Jay-Z, all the rappers say it. All the artists say it. They said, when I wrote that, it wasn't me that wrote it. They say it all the time. They say it's not, oh, it wasn't me who wrote that. Like they said, Jay-Z will get in a booth and cut a whole album, no errors, right there on the spot. Boom. Once he said he do his Rain Man thing, and once it hit him, he go in there and cut the whole daggone album, no mistakes. That's spirit. That's the spirit, y'all. Tell you, man. Hey. Anyway, let me see what I'm gonna take it out with. I'm gonna take it out with Always There. All right, Straitway, Always There. We're gonna take it out with that video. Appreciate all y'all tuning in. What time? Yeah, we went over a little bit, but we had a good talk. But I hope this was a blessing. Appreciate all y'all tuning in. Stay encouraged. Stay strong. With that said, I'm Michael Israel. You watching Spiritual Combat. Shalom, shalom.